Good morning. What's going on, y'all, man? I just want to check in with you this morning on the way, my commute to the JOB. Something's been on my mind the past couple of days. I haven't got a chance to get on, but I wanted to get on. First of all, I want to thank everybody for all their support. It's been going crazy with the videos. This is something new that I've been doing, a big venture that's really close to my heart, close to my desires and my passion, and also my aspiration to be a speaker. But I want to thank everybody for their support. Today I want to talk about something that comes from the art of abundance of giving, and it's like being used is power training. Being used is power training. A lot of times, man, we go through life and we have different organizations, we have jobs, we have people in our lives, and nobody likes to feel used. You know, everybody's like, look, I hate being used by people and not getting what I need to get in return or what I deserve. I hate being used. And as you learn more about the power of giving and sowing seeds and what you reap from the seeds you sow and how things come back into your life, you start to gain an understanding that you're always going to give more. And I've learned now that it's actually an honor. It's actually a form of respect and a true testament to your skills and your abilities and your character when people constantly come to you to accomplish things that are important for them. Because perception is everything. How you look at what's going on in your life is everything. Perceive it the right way. And I believe that being used is power training. Being used is power training because it gives you an idea of how to circumscribe your emotions. It gives you a clear path about how to separate how you feel from what you need to do. It gives you a character test. It enhances your skills. It enhances your skills on whatever that you're working on. It also teaches you relationship training. And most of all, it helped me understand the purpose of tithes and why giving back is so much of what God wants us to do with our lives. It just gives me so much. Before I started to get to the area where it was like, look, I'm tired of being used. My attitude was all bad about it, and I didn't want to do it, and the people don't want to pay me and all this kind of stuff. Things wasn't going the way I needed to go. And the things that I would go out and work on that I wanted to get paid for, I run into all kind of little crazy stuff going on because of my attitude. I'm going to give you a quick example and a quick story real quick. But I'm going to tell you, there's one thing I know. For most people out there that know I do a lot of things, I wear a lot of hats. When I started thinking about it, I've done way more websites for free than I ever got paid for. I've DJ'd way more parties. I can say in at least a 3-to-1 ratio than any of the parties I ever got paid for. Everything that I've done, all the work that I've done for people, I've done it for free in abundance way before I got paid for it. One good thing about that is by the time it was time for me to go ahead and get into the era where people were paying me and paying me well to do these things, I was very good at it. I had tuned my craft to the point to where I was very good at what I was doing. So when it came time to get paid, I didn't run into those pitfalls that you run into from doing things and normal things and doing an action that will cause me to lose contracts and cause me to lose business with people or make relationships bad. So that's the one good testament for that. Number two, the good testament for doing things for free and giving more of yourself is I built relationships with people that when I've had to call on people and I need to make sure that I can get what I need to get and that they can help me out and get me to the next level, they were there without a shadow of a doubt. They were like, look, I got you. I remember what you did for me. I got you. Now, don't take it the wrong way because everybody's not going to do that for you. A lot of people will not give back what you give to them. But understand this is the true testament to it, man. God always pays his bills. Destiny always pays his bills. T.D. Jakes gave me that. And what that's talking about is regardless of where you get it back from, when you sow, you may not get it back from the person that you gave it to. I find that a lot of times you don't get it back from the person you gave it to. It comes in so many different ways. An opportunity. It comes in a chance meeting. It comes in a new job or somebody saw your work and they want to work with you. So always remember that. Here's a quick story recently from my life that I can tell you about giving more, getting back, and being used and understanding that it's going to change your life. I had a last job I was at that I really, really loved. I was working for a company. I was doing the websites. I kind of moved into the studio side of it. We was doing live stuff on Facebook. We was helping people in recovery. It was just an amazing experience for me, and I really, really loved this job. Around the beginning of last year, we brought in a new person that was going to be pretty much started as a consultant to kind of go through our digital marketing department and try to see what we're missing, what we're doing wrong, and where we needed to go. When he first came in, he just sat around and he observed, and he came in and he said, look, I want everybody here in this department to write down exactly what you do, Write down the things that you aspire to do and what position you think you're going to hold in this company, because they're reorganizing the digital marketing department. I want to get everybody on the same page. I had a really difficult time writing down a title for myself because I did a lot of things there, and then at the same time, I've always had this idea of not overstepping what I want to, with the titles that I want or positions that I want, or having that ambition, number one, out of fear of rejection, and number two, in an attempt to remain humble and not think so highly of myself. So months went by, and one day, the actual vice president of marketing, I was very close with this man. He pulled me to the side and said, "Look, man, you got to give us something. Give us an idea, because we're looking at everything you do. We don't know. We got to do this now because we're restructuring the company." I said, "Okay, cool." I went home with my wife. We talked about it, and I wrote down all the things that I do, all the things that I want to do. I went on Google with my wife, and we looked at, like, what position is this? And the position ended up being brand manager. And I wrote out this long email, put all the points in there. I even sent the job description for brand manager. I said I'd like to be the brand manager. A couple days went by. The executive vice president of marketing came in. He said, "Look, we want to give you brand manager, but it's going to take a little while for us to put this together. But you're going to get it." Told my wife, I'm so excited. I said, "I don't even know if there's going to be a raise. I don't know what's going on, but it's happening. This is a job that I love." About 3 to 4 weeks went by, and I know that they was just kind of like not even talking about it anymore. Kept pushing it under the rug. "We'll talk to you next week. We'll make this happen next time." And the Friday, I want to say January 18th. I think it was January, something like that. This past year, I was working out of the studio. I finished up, and it was time for me to take off. I was having a great day. And he said, "Hey, man, we want to see you in the office." And he was smiling and shook my hand and everything. And I was like, "Oh, man, this is time. I'm going to call my wife. It's going to be a big weekend. We finally made this move." And they walked me in the office, and they let me go. They said, "We had a bad couple of months. You know, we hate to do this, but somebody got to go, and we chose you." The funny thing about giving, the funny thing about putting yourself out there, being vulnerable, is that out of all the things that I've lost, and as much as I love that job, when they let me go, it didn't upset me. I didn't go to the car and scream. I didn't go home and get all anxious and panicking about bills or money. For the first time, I was at peace with leaving that situation. And I attest that to the power of God, and I attest that to the power of giving, because I had sowed so many seeds and did so many things that I actually had a feeling that my time was up there, that it was over, and that God was getting ready to move me to another situation, and I knew it was coming. I had brothers from the church and men in my life that just rallied around me and said, "Look, I'm telling you right now, a door's getting ready to open." And it wasn't even 2 weeks before I walked into another job, more money, a better position, and in a situation that uses all of the skills that I put together in that last job in this new job. And now I'm in a place where I understand that, look, they cannot fire you from your gift. If you sow so many seeds of giving into any situation, they may not give it back to you, but it will come back to you, because God and destiny always keeps his promises and pays his bills, and he never changes, all right? So I know this is kind of long today, but I want to tell you, as we get ready to go into another day, a hump day and things like that, don't ever get weary of giving. And being used as power training, all the things that they used me for at that last job has trained me for all these endeavors that I'm going into now. And when I look deeper into my life, deeper into my whole history, all the jobs I ever had, even with this public speaking right now, I did radio for 12 years. I built websites for radio stations. I've always been in marketing all of my life. I've always been a speaker and a seller. And the funny thing you may not know about me was, when I was in the 6th grade, they was going to hold me back because I had a speech impediment. I couldn't even talk. I had a very, very strong lisp, and sometimes I mispronounce words now. But it's funny how God takes people that in the beginning of their life, they have issues that was going on with them, that would never say, "I would do radio," or "I would do speaking," or "I would do anything, the things that I'm doing right now." So for anybody out there that's on the road today, that's going through some things, that feel used, feel abused, feel let go, feel like they not get what they're supposed to get, continue to give. Don't get weary in that. Give from the heart. It may not come back from the people or the things that you're giving to, but it will always come back. But you got to be willing and open to accept it when it gets there. So have the correct attitude. I'm going to give because I know that I'm not giving to you directly. I'm sowing a seed into the ground for my destiny to God. Have a blessed day.